Shaun, just how big of a game is Saturday?
Yeah, we'd be lying if we said it wasn't a big game. It's an opportunity to try and pull Doncaster and back towards us. So it's a game we're looking forward to, and hopefully we can get the fans on side early in the game and give a better account of ourselves than what we have done recently at home.
Obviously, it's frustrating that Tuesday night was ultimately postponed. How has that changed this week, the preparation and whatnot for Saturday?
A little bit. It's just in terms of being able to do more work today. For example, today would have been a recovery day for the lads that have played, whereas obviously we've been able to come in and work and do some bits towards the weekend. So hopefully that can have helped us, and hopefully that'll mean we're a little bit better prepared than what we maybe would have been.
I know it's a cliche in football saying you just focus on ourselves, but you must have had an eye on some of the scores on Tuesday night. I'm not going to shy away from that. 100%. And ultimately, what it does come down to, even though we do look at, I think we'd be lying if we said we didn't look at results elsewhere. Ultimately, it comes down to our performances and giving ourselves an opportunity to get as many results as we can. If we can perform consistently and well over the last 16 games, then we've got plenty of opportunities to get some results to pull ourselves away. I know a lot's been made of playing out from the back and whatnot, but ultimately the mistakes you learn from now, in the long term it's going to help, despite it obviously being a short term problem at the moment. It's not the problem. I think people make more of it. I just explained in another interview about sometimes you can play long and that can be the one that then exposes you. Like the second goal, for example, last Saturday was not from us playing short, is from us not being organised, on a free kick quickly. So there's different ways. I think what's important when you play out from the back is just understanding why we're playing out from the back, and it's something myself and the manager and the other coach staff just sort of been trying to reaffirm this week is, when we play there, we're playing for a reason to try and exploit areas for us then to take advantage of. So as long as we can get the players making better decisions at the right time, ultimately that's the aim. And looking at Doncaster, what do you expect from them? Have you looked at the game earlier on in the season again, just to sort of refresh how they play, even though it's a while since that game?
A little bit. We've watched a little bit back from that. I've watched that game back, but not as much as what I've watched the recent games. I think there's change of personnel first and foremost on both sides, and I think that's important as in terms of both groups are in a different place now too. I've watched the last couple of games. I've managed to watch the Salford game as well, so they've obviously had a good week really. Obviously they'd have been disappointed to concede so late on Tuesday night, but I'm sure if you'd have offered them 4 points before the two games they had, they'd have been delighted with that. So it's about how we can try and implement ourselves on the game, and we know what threats they've got, we know where they're strong in certain areas. It's then just about how we can take our game plan to them and try and get on top of the game and give ourselves the best opportunity.
It's part of the message to the lads about relishing the challenge of what Saturday is. Looking like it's going to be quite a big crowd, and it's the games you want to play in, is it not?
Yeah, no, of course it is, and I just touched on an interview there with Homicide about the crowd definitely on edge at the minute, which I actually see as a good thing, because if we can just tilt the scales slightly in a positive way with our performance, they're going to get right behind us, and they're going to be louder than what they probably normally are, because the passion there at the minute is, a little bit. Last week we saw it a little bit come out a little bit negatively, which I totally understand. Hopefully this week, if we can just get the bits right in our performance that just tilt that the other way, then we know, or I know definitely what Bundle Park can be like, and hopefully that's what we can make it.
Is that very much the message to the fans? It's stick with us.
Yeah, ultimately, I totally get it. Ultimately, it's down to the players and us as staff to provide the best plan and then the best performance to try and get the crowd behind us. But obviously, the fans can play the part in that if they can get behind the team and create an atmosphere which helps the players to play with a little bit of freedom and confidence and things like that. Then obviously it can only help.